Welcome back to the Shop Mini RC, everybody. I'm Ken, and today we've got the Redcat on the bench again. We've got some new stuff we're going to install. Some 3Flow9. Basically got a new V2 RBSL, roller bearing steering link. Pretty slick. We'll show you guys that. We've got these flow door runners, basically some runners that go along here. And then this diff collar or drive shaft collar that goes along the drive shaft. We've got one for the rear. You can put them on both. We're just going to throw one on the rear. I think they're going to come in different colors too, so that'll be cool if you get like a red one to match your red or blue to match your blue. And then we've also got something from Anthony Flaskred or Punishment RC. Or Punishment RC that's going to complement this roller bearing steering link very well, as well as these side skids. We've got some bumpers, Punishment RC, and some bumpers with some skids on them. Basically some angled slider plates and low profile so that we're not rubbing. This should be pretty good. We've also got a rear bumper here. These are also going to help prevent your front clip from popping off. We already have a fix for that. We showed in this video over here talking about it. It's our deep dive video. I think it was in the deep dive video. I don't know. Either way, we'll put a video over there. You can check that out later. But these new bumpers will help kind of retain. They kind of sit up a little higher and they help retain your body on there. So you don't have to do any mods. It just kind of helps keep your body on there so it doesn't pop off as easy. All right, let's go ahead and get into this stuff. All right, so first things first, we're going to put on our door runners. And I just realized something. These need the boat sliders to attach. So these actually use your stock hardware. And you can just screw them in through the top here. These are nice because they end up keeping your body nice and tucked so you don't get stuck on rocks and it's not like pulling your body out. The problem is, well, twofold for us. We mounted all of our electronics and stuff here on the side. So we're gonna have to pull those off to throw this on, and then we got to throw our boat sliders back on. I'm gonna be honest, I don't think I want to run the boat sliders. So we also have this guy, and we could probably keep the boat sliders on there just so we have two different style trucks, right? But I don't know. I planned on using these on here, and plus I think the white, because we're going to keep the white wheels on here, I think, for now anyway. Who knows? I don't know what we're going to do with this truck yet, but kind of would rather have the white versions of these sliders, right? There's he makes a white version, so that would look pretty slick, I think, versus the black on these guys. They're kind of recessed right there. There's like a little dimple or ridge for the body, so it fits in there perfect. This is going to look just like that, mounted up on the slider. I definitely think some white ones would look sharp on here, so maybe we'll get a set of white ones for this truck. And I guess we could glue them. We could use like shoe goo, right? And just glue it on. It will help retain our battery because we usually run our battery here on the side. So that'll help keep the battery in the truck versus, well, I mean, we've already got little rubber bands, but I think we'll do that. I don't want to run the slider, so I think I'm just going to shoe glue it, which also means we can take these tabs off, which will hopefully give us a little bit better situation here with all of our electronics. Maybe. Yeah, we'll see. We're going to modify these guys. They're cheap enough, right? So that's what this hobby's about. We're going to slice them down, get them to fit. All right, it's nice and trimmed down. Beveled it just a little bit so that hopefully our electronics will kind of sit on there because they're going to be at a little bit of an angle. So figured having a little bit of bevel there will help. We're just going to E6000 this guy onto the edge here. Boom. We're going to clean it up once it's dry. One of the nice things about E6000 is it kind of turns into rubber, so you can just kind of rub it off or peel it off once it dries, but that should be good. We're going to pull these electronics off, stick the other one on, and then we're going to put the body on to kind of hold it until it dries. All right, I decided against using the body to hold it down, and they just kept sliding around and stuff, so got some clippies. You can use some clamps if you have clamps, but just something to hold it. We'll let it dry. And once it's dry, we'll be able to go forward and do the rest. Yeah, should be good.
A few moments later.
All right, boom. There we go. E6000 in. They are in there good. I mean, I don't know if you can tell, but like it's flexing the skid plate. So E6000 is no joke. And this isn't even 24 hours. It fully cures after 24 hours. This is only like 5 hours. So yeah, pretty nuts. And now we just need to, hopefully our ESC will still fit in here. Ooh, it's snuggy snug. Receiver. Receiver sits kind of goofy now. Damn it. Well, we'll get them in there. Make sure our batteries still fit. We have different size batteries, so we should be totally fine there. Yeah. All right, let me get my AC and receiver in, and then we'll move on to this guy. Look at that. Beautiful. Our battery wire is a little long here, but still good. Overall, I think it fits nicely. We had to turn our receiver a little bit, but nothing's touching any moving parts. Everything's nice and clear from the motor and the drive shafts. Again, nice and tucked in there. We need to loosen this guy just a little bit. All right. Now the body's going to stay nice in place. It's not going to move forward and backward as much because of the little notches in the body and the side skids, door runners. I dig it. Dope. All right, let's get the this guy on there. Should be as simple as popping off our drive shaft, throwing the collar on. I believe the collar comes with a longer screw, just because this guy's probably a little short once the collar's on there. So we're going to use this. Yeah. So 1.3. Yep, 1.3. Go ahead and pop this guy off. Drop your collar on. Nice and snug onto your drive shaft. Boom. Make sure you've got it flat with the drive shaft. You don't want it sticking out and rubbing and causing binding. Okay. And there we go. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Just make sure there's no binding. Make sure it's nice and free. And then we'll throw our screw in, which is slightly smaller than a 1.3. Yeah, that feels like it's fitting in there a little better. Yeah, I'm just trying to make sure there's no binding. Feels fine. All right, let's do our roller bearing steering link. So here's some information on that. The new V2 rod ends now have updated pivot balls. These are awesome, and these are unique to 3Flow9. So only 3Flow9 has these types of pivot balls. They have them in M2.5, M2, and M1.4. They all fit the same rod ends. So basically you can have one rod end, which these are also custom 3Flow9 rod ends, one rod end with 3 different pivot balls for the different screws, which is freaking awesome because it means you could basically take a steering link and throw whatever pivot balls you need to into that steering link to make it fit whatever knuckles you have. So freaking sweet. Same with your servo horn, right? Swap out the pivot ball for the servo horn screw. If it's got a larger screw, you know, instead of an M2, it's got a 2.5, just swap the pivot ball. It's going to fit in your link end just nice and perfect, but then fit your new screw size. And that's pretty sweet. Also, when you install, make sure the bigger side faces up. So there's 2 sides on the pivot balls. there's other pivot balls out there that are similar in that regard, and it just makes sure that the link ends don't pull through the pivot ball. Like if the O-ring comes off or degrades or breaks or something, your link doesn't just come through the pivot ball. So larger side is always the screw side, and that's what they're mentioning here. Small side faces the knuckle or servo horn. That keeps the rod end from ever coming off. One big O-ring and one small O-ring for each pivot ball. If you're using the M1.4 pivot ball, they are recessed for the screw heads. So do we have those? Hold on. So yeah, we got a couple extra just to show you here. So you can see the M1.4 pivot balls have a total recessed head, which means depending on where you're using the pivot ball, it's going to have better clearance, like on your servo horn, or I don't know, just anywhere you might use a pivot ball. It's going to get you, you're going to be able to use a shorter screw to reach where you need to, and you're going to have clearance, and that pivot ball where that screw head's not going to be poking out or rubbing anywhere. So that's freaking sweet. That's such a smart design. I absolutely love that. I wish all pivot balls were recessed like that. Even the larger ones, it'd be kind of nice. The larger ones are, let's see, is this an M2? Hold on. I know that some of the larger ones are recessed, sort of. No, that's, yeah, this is an M2? No, that's an M1.4 still. But like even on the M2 and M2.5s, let me just check these. So maybe not on the 2.5s, but on the M2s, they do have kind of a, what you call it, kind of a bevel to them. There you go. Well, this is an M2, no, 2.5. So it will let the screw sit a little closer. That's an M1.4, obviously, but yeah, that's very cool. Trying to find a 2.5 screw somewhere. Is this a 2.5? I think this is a 2.5. There we go. Yeah. So it's just going to help the screw sit a lot more flush. So again, just super smart design and unique to 3Flow. They have these pivot balls all custom made. All right, let's go ahead and get this in here. Let's see. What is this? Hardware. So they're including some different hardware here. M2 by 16 for the steering links, M2 by 10 also for steering links. That's for the other side. And then the M2 by 10 for the servo horn, and then extra O-rings. So that's awesome. They're giving us all the information. We didn't even finish what was on this card. Here's that. So you want to see it. Servo horn and drive link. So they also mention your toe in and toe out. You're able to adjust the threading on these rod ends just by turning them. Simple as that. And that's going to adjust your toe in and toe out. You can also adjust your drag link if you need to. Kind of same by unscrewing and screwing. Oh, maybe not. Oh yeah, you can. Now you would probably want to put spacers in there if you did do that. It's not really designed to do that, but you can. All right, and it just talks about what toe in and toe out does for rock crawling. Flat side of the rod end faces the bearings for the drag link, so you can see there. That way you're not going to be rubbing on your bearings. And happy crawling. Went and pulled off our 828 steering link. We'll use that on our blue rig. And let's go ahead and get this guy in. Remember, larger side up. Tuck these in. We'll go ahead and just do this side first. Are these 1.3s? 1.3s. Nice and snug. Make sure you're nice and loose here. Should have no issue with binding just because they're ball joints. Let's see if we do this. Let's see this. There we go. Wait, we need to flop our ball joint here. Flip it to the other side. Let's get our O-ring off. Okay. And that gets our nice flat side against the roller bearings, and then both larger sides up. Nice. Now it looks like with the way the servo is sitting, we're actually going to have to use the top hole on the horn versus the bottom to make room for our roller bearings. Yeah. Otherwise we're gonna rub. Actually, we're gonna Loctite this guy. Just want to make sure this is where we want it, and then we'll Loctite it. Yeah. All right. Loctite. Hot damn, looking good. Again, we Loctite because we're going metal into metal. If we're a plastic horn, obviously you don't Loctite it because Loctite can degrade plastic. You wouldn't Loctite your knuckles either unless you're using aluminum or brass knuckles. Then I would definitely Loctite. Metal into plastic usually doesn't back out, but metal into metal, you'll just the minor vibrations and whatnot usually backs it out, even if you have it in there pretty tight. So Loctite always just gives you that extra little bit, and to make sure, then it also means that you don't have to over tighten as well. All right, it looks like we're still getting full lock both ways, so that's good. Looking smooth, guys, looking smooth. I'm excited. All right, sweet. It'd be nice if he does some diff covers here, right? 3Flow9 does diff covers that have flow skids, so you kind of slide right into your skid. It's perfect. And with our bumper, the roller bearings, and a skid, ooh, that's the money, money, money. All right, let's go ahead and get our bumpers on. Here's our 3 bumpers. Again, our shorty or narrow or high clearance bumper, regular size bumper, rear bumper. Punishment RC also makes a ton of other stuff. These are 3D printed, obviously, but they do 3D printed scale accessories. Let's do the rear first. And definitely worth checking out. Hopefully at some point we can get some of those accessories in and show you guys just kind of what they offer, because they do offer some really cool stuff. They have an Etsy, and we'll link down to that Etsy. We'll link to that Etsy down in the description below. So definitely check them out. It's always good to support the smaller companies, you know, guys that are print shops, printing out of their house, companies like 3Flow9, where they don't just print, obviously. They build stuff too, but it's all pretty much small company guys. And you definitely want to support American small business for sure. I mean, we do show a lot of Chinese made products. And they do make some great products, but it's always good to support the small guy and local, right? Support local no matter what. Whether local is your town, your city, your state, or the US. Always try to support local. I really dig these bumpers. Just the design, they kind of fit the look of the truck. The truck is it's a very square truck. It's got kind of some hard lines, and the bumpers just kind of match that in a real cool way. Be cool to see if they come out with some other designs as well, just to have options out there, because options are always good. And I've seen him do some drop tests. He's released some videos showing him dropping his truck straight down and whatnot, and the bumpers seem to hold pretty well. So that's exciting. All right, there's that rear bumper. The front. We're going to use the high clearance on this guy. We'll probably put the standard bumper on the blue truck. Should have gotten a second rear bumper. Mistakes were made. Maybe when we get the 3D printed scale accessories, we'll get another rear bumper. Or maybe you'll have a new design out at that point. Something, I don't know. And we can pick up that. Bam. Make sure your holes are nice and aligned. Definitely look for where the hole is in the bumper. Because they're 3D printed, there's a chance you could be threading into not the hole that it's meant to, which could cause you durability issues. So definitely try to look for the hole before you just start threading in and going hard into the mount. Looking good. And remember, don't over tighten. You're going into plastic, so it's going to hold fine. Perfect. Look at that. Ooh, buddy. Yes, we need a flow skid. Come on, flow skid, flow skid. Oh, that's sick. Okay, let's check our body here. I do worry about this going on and off. Oh yeah, it still goes. You just do have to tuck it in a little bit, but it does tuck down behind it. So that's going to definitely help your bumper from coming off. It's going to help prevent that. Even if you don't do the mods we did a couple little mods to shim our mounts so that the body's a little tighter. And we bent a little hook in the tabs. As long as we can get the body off. Yeah, we still can. I don't know if you can see it, but we just barely heated it up just a tiny bit and just kind of pushed a little hook into it. You see that? And that helps it stay on quite a bit too. But with this bumper, you wouldn't have to do any of that, because the bumper is going to definitely hold it back into the clip. Hell yeah. Oh, we're not in our side skids. I got to remember that. There we go. I got to decide. There we go. Nice. Sick. Look at that bumper. Another thing too is I think these bumpers might stick out just a tad more. Is this the rear? That's the rear. Is it the front? I can't even tell. Are they the same? The front and rear bumpers are the damn same, guys. I didn't even notice. What in the hell? Redcat. I get it. Cost savings. I did not realize that though. Front and rear bumpers, same. All right, anyway. So these bumpers stick out just a little more, which could be good depending on your comp scene class rules. I don't know if you can see that. Just a tad, right? Oh, hold on. Sorry. There you go. So just a little bit, right? Which should hopefully give you enough bumper to pass for class rules on your tire size. Because some comp class rules don't allow your tire to stick out past your bumper, right? So you have to have your bumper extended just enough so that your front tires don't pass it, right? But then it's still angled. So yeah, your approach angle should not be hurt. If anything, it's going to help prevent you getting hung up. I dig it. That's slick, guys. All right, we're going to get this out on the rocks. So we're out here filming, and UPS, well, USPS just dropped off some stuff, and look at this. Got some Redcat stuff. So we're gonna cut this drive session in here short, and I guess we'll wrap up this video. And yeah, well, we'll go back to the desk and we'll talk for a minute, and then we're gonna start on another one, more upgrades for the Redcat. All right, guys. Well, like I said, we got some more upgrades coming from Redcat. We wanted to check out what was offered by Redcat and just kind of show it off a little bit. We didn't get the links because we've already got those, although we should probably get another set for the other truck. So maybe we'll look at that again at some point, or maybe we'll just get some more custom links. I'm not sure yet. And obviously we did not get the front steering link because we've got the 3Flow here, plus we got the 828 RC on the blue truck, this guy here. And by the way, we saw 3Flow9 this weekend, and boom, we got some white ones. Now I want to show you these, how they're supposed to be installed, unlike ours, which are glued on. You can see the bumper installed here, how good it holds that front end. Again, this truck was totally stock. Look at that. We didn't make any adjustments to that front clip, and it's not popping off, so that's good. You'd have to kind of angle it and lift to get it off, but it's better than it falling off all the time. And here's how these go. Yeah, they just use your stock screws, back out the screws that hold your sliders on, and put them down. You're going to have to pop off the battery tray here to be able to really get a screwdriver down in there. Or not screwdriver, but you know, your hex driver. And you will probably have to kind of push down a little bit. We also were painting something, so excuse the paint. But you have to push down a little bit to make sure you can get your screw to align, because it does kind of sit on there like maybe a millimeter. You could trim the bottom of your battery tray if you really cared, but you don't need to. Just kind of push down, and then you can get your screw into that bottom hole on these two sides here. Other than that, golden. They look great. I think it looks awesome. I love the white on the blue. We're going to try to keep the white wheels here. If we get new wheels, I'll probably go with some whites, just because I dig the white and the blue so much, and we'll do the black and the red here. But yeah, looking good, guys. Make sure you guys definitely check out both 3Flow9 and Punishment RC. All the other guys we showed off. Yeah, they're all making some cool stuff. Support those small businesses, guys, for sure. And speaking of support, we'd appreciate it if you liked, subscribed, and shared this video, and then also hit that notification bell so that you know when new videos go live. It's a big help to us. We also have a channel members program where you can basically sign up to be a channel member, and you get to see all these videos before there's any ads on them. You get to see them early. You also get to see behind the scenes members only videos. We have a whole bunch of members only videos, usually kind of showing off box openings and other cool stuff, just kind of behind the scenes. We'll run through builds that we haven't shown on the channel, because we have a ton of stuff and we have not shown it all on the channel. Maybe someday we'll do a big overview and just kind of lay everything out. But right now it's just, it is what it is. We just kind of show it off in member only videos. Also, members usually get benefits beyond just that. They also get priority comment replies, and depending on your level, you know, different benefits. Plus, when we do giveaways, which we're going to be doing one soon for a ready to run of your choice, under $200, a mini ready to run, just to celebrate our 10,000 subscribers. And when we do that video, channel members get a couple extra entries into that giveaway. So everybody can enter, but channel members and people that have our swag, speaking of swag, here's some swag over here. We don't really make any money on that swag, just $1 or $2 just to help make sure the price fluctuations don't mess with us. But that's it, pretty much just to help support showing off the channel. But anybody that's a channel member or will send in pictures with their trucks and swag, as well as stickers on their trucks, you get different points, basically entries for all that kind of cool stuff. So supporting the channel, I try to support back to the community as much as I can. All right, guys, appreciate you watching. Get out there and build something awesome. Build a car, build a course, and build a community to run it with, and then smash it, crash it, and bash it, but don't break the expensive parts. Peace.